So recently I changed out my GFCI outlet from the old one to a new one, and I could not figure out why it would not work. And the reason for that was because when I changed it out, the light was on. So you'll see there's this light at the bottom. The light was on, but when I would plug this tester in, there would be no electricity. So I was a little bit confused. Why would this be on, but nothing else works? And it stumped me until, so I'll explain exactly why, is basically the wiring was reversed. So what confused me was that I made sure to take pictures. So when I took this particular one out, I took pictures of all of the wiring, the orientation, I labeled it and everything. You know, top is top, you know, left and right was right, neutral was the neutral wire, the you know, line wire was, the hot wire was what it was. However, I did not expect that the main problem was that these new ones had the wiring reversed. So let me show you what I mean by that. So this is the old one, and this here is the new one. So you'll notice here that, you know, reset is reset, test is test. So the orientation on the front is exactly the same, but on the back, it's completely reversed. So once again, reset, reset, test, test. Orientation is 1-to-1 on the front. Now I'm gonna flip this over. You know, this one's the new one, this one's the old one. So notice on the old one, the top is load, meaning that that's the wiring that goes to the other outlets, whereas the line is the primary outlet from your box. So you notice the bottom is line and the top is load, while on the newer one, the top is line and this blocked out one is optional because you might not be wiring this to your subsequent outlets. This is load. So this is line and this is load. However, on the old one, it's reversed. This is load and this is line at the bottom. So I just had to basically identify what was the hot wire. So I actually, instead of just going by the picture that I took of, you know, what was what, I actually had to, you know, attach the hot to the hot and the neutral to the neutral. So that is how I solved it, is basically realizing that the orientation of these new ones does not necessarily have to match the old ones. So so that's your problem right there. That's usually it. And what you want to do is you do want to buy one of these. So these are pretty handy where, all right, once you got it working, you just plug it in, you know, and see if, you know, there's any electricity, you know, coming out of it. So this particular one, you know, is correct. So you do want to spend money, you know, buying one of these particular things, which is like, you know, $10 or so. The other thing you might want to get is also this voltage detection. And I'll have all of these things in the description area of the video. So this detects if there's live voltage. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to push this. And you'll notice it detects voltage going through. Now this particular thing, what I like, so this spurier one isn't the best one, so I'll have links in the description area to other ones. But this particular one does test the ground fault. So I push this button, it will actually, you know, snap the GFCI. It'll cause a ground fault. So let me show you that. So this is why this kind of comes in handy. So I have it plugged in, and I'm gonna push the button, and you see how it snapped it. So that's what that does. And now you'll see it's triggered. This thing popped out, and I have to hit reset. And you know, you'll notice now there's no electricity. So the way the spurier works is I have to push and hold this, and now you'll notice this is a non-contact voltage detector. So you notice that you know, there's no electricity. Now if I hit reset, you know, that turns off, and I'm gonna push it on. Now it detects it. So that's what this thing does. And this turns on again. So there you go. That's the solution for these things. Now the other tip I wanted to mention was that, you know, it's best to cut off the circuit breaker, but sometimes you know, we can be a bunch of knuckleheads and actually try to do this live. And I'm actually one of those knuckleheads. So when you do that, make sure you cap all the wires. You know, if it turns out, you know, you think you could switch this out without turning the circuit breakers off, and I do not recommend that. What I've done in the past is, you know, I'll cap the wires with these caps. So I'll have basically the wires labeled. So once I detach it from the outlet itself, I'll make sure to cap it nice, and also do it with you know, double around this with the electrical tape. so that when I am swapping out the new one, you know, I'm removing each one of those caps one at a time, but also at the same time, you know, having my method of labeling them. And there might be various reasons why you might not you know, turn off your circuit breaker, but that's when you have to be super careful. Needless to say. So this is why this type of setup comes in handy. But that's really it. I'm kind of rambling now, but I hope this helps, and please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. And if you have any questions, definitely ask me in the comment section. And that's really it. Hope this helps. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching.